So, a question I often get is what can or should I eat to lose fat? And usually people think that they need to just stop eating all the things, eat as little as possible. They're like, oh, I just had a little bit of lettuce and not a lot of chicken, just, some rice. And that's terrible. That's not good eating. So, what can or should I eat to lose fat? The answer is everything. You can eat everything. However, there are certain things that you should focus on. So, three main things. You want to make sure that you're eating enough protein. About 100 grams per day is usually okay if you want to keep your muscle and all that. Another important thing are vegetables and fruit. More vegetables and fruit, preferably. They're lower in calories, lower in sugar, but still they both have a lot of vitamins and good stuff, fiber and all that. And finally, you want some whole grains. Okay, so we know about keto and low carb and all that, and that's great, and it works for some people and it works for some of us during certain times. But as a woman, I shouldn't be not eating grains at all, ever. And I did do that for a long time, but I'm not doing it anymore, and I feel amazing now that I'm eating more grains. So I do have specific amounts that I have of each one. So 100 grams of protein, 5 cups of your fruits and vegetables combined per day. And whole grains, I usually do half a cup to 1 cup per day. And that's not every day. Here's a little asterisk. I am doing cycle syncing, which basically means that I sync my menstrual cycle with my diet and my exercise routines as well. So in this case, from day 1 to day 15, I go low carb. So that doesn't mean that I don't eat any grains or any fruits. I don't go keto. I just don't eat a whole lot of grains. So I'll still eat fruit, but on these days I'll eat fewer grains. So I won't have granola. I won't have brown rice necessarily, but I'll have maybe a tortilla, corn tortilla here and there and stuff like that. Maybe a little bit of granola, but I try to keep it low. The other thing I do is, the other thing to focus on is, is keeping certain things in moderation. So I did say you can eat everything, but there are certain things that we should keep in moderation. What is that? Saturated fats. That you want to keep at 20 grams per day. These kinds of fats are really bad for your heart health. So not only does this help you lose weight, but it protects your heart and it makes it better. The other thing you want to look out for are added sugars. And for those, you want to make sure you stay, if you're a woman, under 25 grams. If you're a guy watching this, or if you want to tell your guy, for men it's 36 grams. But I think 25 grams per day is a pretty good ballpark for everybody to stay under. And so this one, again, yes, it'll help you lose weight and fat, but it'll also help control your glucose, blood glucose. So if you're trying to prevent heart disease and diabetes, just watching out for these things is great, whether you're trying to lose weight or not. The other question I get a lot is, how much should I eat? I covered this a little bit in my previous post, but I'm going to go into it a little bit more. So you want to make sure that you're eating at least your BMR. BMR is your basal metabolic rate, and this is how many calories you burn at rest. The way to get that information is you can get a body composition test, or you can go online and look for a BMI calculator. It'll calculate how many calories you burn at rest based on how much exercise you do, your weight, your age, etc., your height. So once you have this number, in my case, mine is 1,200. That's how many calories I burn at rest. So if I was doing nothing all day, just lying down and on my bed, doing nothing, I would burn that many calories. That means I can't eat any less than this. So your BMR should be your absolute minimum. Okay, absolute minimum. You cannot eat less than your BMR, because that means your body won't have the energy to do just the basic things it needs to do to keep you healthy. that means your metabolism is going to slow down, and not only are you going to start feeling tired, fatigued, grumpy, depressed, anxious, but your metabolism is going to slow down. You're going to start gaining fat and weight and feeling worse, and we don't want that. So the way that I'm doing it, this is my bare minimum, but that's not necessarily good for everybody, because I may burn this at rest, but if I'm very active and I'm burning like 2,000 calories, then if I only eat 1,200, my deficit is 800 calories, and that's too much. That's too big of a difference. So if we want to burn fat, we want to make sure that we're eating the total calories burned per day minus BMR. Oh no, sorry. Minus 200 to 500 calories. Okay. And so what does that mean? So for example, for me, as I showed yesterday, on the daily basis, I burn anywhere from 1,700. Actually, no, I had some really low days there. I burn anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000 calories per day. Okay, I burn that much. So how much am I going to eat? So minus 200 from 1,500 is 1,300. My max is 2,000 minus 500 is 1,500. See, so that's how I got to my 1,500 calorie daily goal for myself. So that's how I got to this. So I'm going to be eating 1,500 calories a day because I usually burn about 15 to 2,000. So if I eat 1,500 and I burn 1,500, I'm not going to lose anything. I'm not going to burn anything, but I also won't gain any, right? And if I keep paying attention to how active I am, I check my Fitbit to see how many calories I burnt that day, and I see that I'm kind of low, I can either adjust my diet or move some more during the day so I can burn more calories and eat a little bit more. But yeah, that's basically it. And finally, one last thing is intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is when you don't eat for several hours and then you only eat in a small window of the day. And so one of the things I usually do, I used to do a 16-8, which means I don't eat for 16 hours and then I do eat in a window of 8 hours. And that's intermittent fasting. Now, again, as a woman, it's not always a good idea to be fasting. So again, from day 1 to day 15, I do intermittent fasting and I do the 16-8. And then from day 16 to 28 or whatever my cycle, this is part of the cycle syncing, I do just a 12-12. So that means that I eat in a window of 12 hours. So like I have breakfast at 7 a.m., my last meal is by 7 p.m., and then I don't eat anymore. When I'm doing 16-8, my first meal is around 11 or noon, and my last meal is around 7 or 8. And so that's how I keep myself on track. And I hope this can help you guys too. So I recommend you go find a BMR calculator, find out what your basal metabolic rate is so that you don't eat less than that. And then I really, really, really recommend that you download my FitnessPal and you start entering your foods, get your amount of calories that you're going to be eating, and so you can start seeing how many calories you're actually consuming per day. I hope this all helps. I love logging my foods because it really helps me stay on top of things, and I really recommend my FitnessPal. It's been around for a long time. I've been using it for like 15 years and I still use it to this day. So I hope that helps, and I'll keep posting more stuff. Stay tuned.